I don't want to be licked by a river that had cow guts in it. Welcome back to Not My Ghost, Not My Problem. I'm Jen.
And I'm Kelly. Today, we're heading to a place where country music and ghost stories collide. A nightclub just outside of Cincinnati that has built a reputation far beyond its stage. Bobby Mackey's music world isn't just known for live performances and late nights. It's known for something else entirely. Stories that have followed it for decades. Stories that refuse to fade no matter how many times they're questioned, retold, or challenged. This building has worn many identities over the years. Long before it was a music venue, it was tied to violence, tragedy, and whispers of something darker beneath the surface. And whether you believe in hauntings or not, this location has drawn investigators, skeptics, and curious visitors alike, each walking away with their own interpretation of what's really happening inside those walls. So grab your boots and keep your eyes on the shadows, because today we're stepping into a place where the music plays and something else may be listening.
Kelly, you look very pretty today.
Thank you. Thank you
I
very
know
much.
I told you that before we hit record, but I wanted to tell you that while recording as well.
Thank you. I
You're
do have a new fan on Instagram.
You do. It's great. I'm here for all of the trolling of said person.
Right. His name is Nick, not to be confused with my husband or my daughter's fiance, Nick.
Or your daughter's mother-in-law, Nick.
True. This is just a random guy who didn't like my funny story, which I will tell all of you now because we can all laugh at my stupidity.
It was pretty stupid.
I was at work the other night and I was looking at something on the computer, and I'm started new ADHD medication that I'm still kind of adjusting to, and it was just at that peak where it's starting to kind of wear off some. And things start to kind of get a little crazy again. So I'm looking at something on the computer and somebody walks into the building and walks by my desk and says, "Hey, how you doing?" And I responded with, "I love you too." And then I went to the bathroom and I made a funny little reel about it. And my biggest fan, Nick, decided to show up and tell me that he didn't care and I should get back to work. So since Nick does not care about my boring life, I am tagging him in a reel that I make every day about the mundane things that I'm doing in my life.
Oh, I love it.
Until he blocks me.
It will happen eventually, and I cannot wait.
I'm glad that he's here, just like Posey. Our biggest fans.
I don't think this one listens to the podcast.
No, but I did mention today in my mundane video that I would be recording an episode of my podcast where people are so interested in what I have to say that they pay me to say it. So
9 of them. My Instagram. There are 9 people that pay us.
That's right.
9.
So it is on my Instagram profile that I'm the co-host of Not My Ghost, Not My Problem. So maybe he'll come check us out. And if he does,
maybe.
Hi, Nick.
Hi. Probably not, but
thanks for helping our algorithm.
Yeah. We'll take it.
Welcome to our scripted unscripted banter.
Yeah. Great minds.
I do have a question for you.
Okay, what's your question?
So I was trying to think of something that was music related because we're doing Bobby Mackey's.
Okay.
So besides Taylor Swift or Ed Sheeran, what artist would you like to see perform in a small bar setting?
Oh, God. And I can't pick Tay-Tay or Ed?
Besides honestly, I eliminated them because I knew that they would probably be adopted.
I know that, but like I do just have to say, if I had to pick one of those two to see in a small bar setting, it would be Ed.
I think he'd be a fun
Because
time.
I feel like with Taylor, like I've seen Ed. I've seen Ed 3 times, and his shows are fantastic, 10 out of 10. But I feel like I've never seen Taylor, so I would want to see Taylor's like stadium. Whereas Ed, I feel like
Right.
in a small bar. Plus, he, it's just him and his guitar and his voice, and I feel like it would be the preference. But I know that wasn't the
But that
question.
wasn't the
So I'm
question.
sorry.
Yeah. I can answer. I have a couple, but I guess I'd have to narrow it down. Like, so I would love to see Hozier in a small bar setting or Noah
Okay.
Khan. And I have seen Black Veil Brides in a smaller venue before.
Okay.
Little Czar
They
would
have a
be
lot of like,
amazing.
yeah, they have a lot of like screamy music. I don't know if that would translate well into a small bar setting.
Okay, so not all of their music is screamy music, though.
I know, but
There's
like a
certainly
lot of
some
it.
songs. This latest record, I think, is heavier than some of their previous ones. Yeah, I don't know.
So
They were great in a small venue. I don't know a small
yeah,
bar
a
would be
small bar.
appropriate.
Yeah.
But I think I would really have to go with Hozier. It's a toss
Yeah.
up between Hozier and Noah Khan, but
Yes. And that's what I think, like, as I'm thinking of artists that I like, I feel like there's just too many of them that I just don't think would translate into that small bar setting the same way they do their like stadium tour type thing. There is this like lesser known artist that I absolutely love. Her name is Sky Daddy, but Daddy is spelled with an X. And her music is basically described as trauma core, which we love trauma here.
we don't love trauma, but
We have trauma.
we have a lot of trauma. We're not like fans of it or anything.
Yes. But I love her music, and it's just a lot of it's very relatable and angry at the world, and that's just kind of how I feel right now with everything going on.
Yeah. It's
So yeah,
appropriate.
it is. It's very appropriate. So go listen to her because big fan.
I'm gonna check her out.
Ooh, Zoe
Definitely.
Clark's another like lesser known artist that I'm a big fan of.
Also, Blue Eyes would be great too if you've ever heard any of her stuff. I found a band called Felicity that is pretty cool. And Pawns or Kings. Pawns or Kings does a Cotton Eye Joe the Murder Ballad.
Oh, yes.
And I love that so much. And I think, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, Pawns or Kings, please comment below and correct me if I'm wrong, that they kind of did this as a joke and then it kind of blew up as
Okay.
like everybody kind of like loved the song. So
yeah. Oh, and speaking of, while we're talking about tagging creators on Instagram, I want to show off my new shirt.
Oh, boobies.
Yes, it is embroidered. And for those that are just listening and not watching, what are you doing? Go watch on YouTube. But I guess I'll be nice and describe it to you. So it is 2 little ghosts with wings and little bee antennas. And underneath of it, it says boobies. And it is very nice. It is embroidered. So it is stitched in very nicely. And this is from Mo Sews, Moesews. And she has a ton of embroidered clothes like this, embroidered shirts, and most of them are funny bird puns. And yeah, I just saw a video and ordered a couple of shirts from my dad for Father's Day because he's gonna love the funny bird puns. And I saw this one and was like, how can I not buy boobies?
Right. I have our shirt on.
Yay!
Yep. I thought I'd wear it today as Pride Eve for Pride Eve.
Oh, yes, you're right. I didn't think about that. I was so excited to wear my new boobies shirt. Yeah. Well, nope, I won't wear a Pride shirt on our next episode because
we have different shirts we're wearing.
We have different shirts we're wearing that we just ordered on our next episode that we're recording, which is with Joel.
Yeah.
So tune in to that one.
So I guess we should probably get into this episode at some point.
Yeah, probably.
I could talk about music and artists, and I could do it all day. I could tell you what songs I like, what lyric in the song I like, and what emotion it makes me feel, or what memory it
Hey,
makes me
Kelly.
think of. But
Kelly,
yeah,
nobody cares. Get back to work.
you're absolutely right. Mm. I think every time you have to tell me that, we have to drink.
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
I know that's good. I'm gonna be really drunk. Okay, so I have 3 quick little facts for us
Okay.
about music, live music. One is live music venues are a major part of the hospitality industry, combining food, alcohol sales, and entertainment into one business model, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool that you can have all of that in one place.
Sounds like a great time.
Mhm. Many bars rely on live music to increase customer dwell time. People stay longer when they're enjoying the live music that's playing. They're more likely to order more drinks.
There is nothing I like more than on a nice day finding a spot. So there is this little wine bar in downtown St. Augustine. We went there last summer when you and Kristen were out. Um, and if it's a nice day, they have a lot of like big fans blowing. So even when it's hot, and they usually always have live music, but there's also a lot of shade, and it's just like this cool vibe. It's like my favorite thing, sitting out, drinking, and listening to
Yeah.
live music on a nice day. Doesn't get better than that.
When I was there last summer, that there was live music, and there was one woman that was like throwing herself all over the guy that was singing.
Ah, yeah, I do remember
Remember,
that.
it was just one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, I guess
Yeah,
that's how guitars work, man, because she was all over him.
she was.
Yeah. And finally, smaller venues are often called intimate venues or club venues, and they typically hold anywhere from 50 to 500 people. And I think that's a wide range.
That is a very wide range. I do
Yeah.
not consider it to be a small venue if it holds 500 people.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty crazy. Content warning, we're going to get into like murder and stuff in this episode.
I mean, we usually do.
Yeah.
We talk about ghosts. Sometimes it's natural causes, but you know, most of the time there's some foul play involved.
Okay. So before the music, the neon lights, before the stories people traveled miles to hear for themselves, this place was something else entirely. And to understand why Bobby Mackey's music world has the reputation it does today, you have to start with what stood here first and what happened nearby.
Probably not good things.
No, not good things. The building dates back to the early 1900s and sits near the Licking River in Wilder, Kentucky.
I'm sorry, the what?
The Licking River. Sounds like a good time.
I mean,
Good tubing, at least.
yeah, I'm just trying. Yeah. Oh, does it lick you the entire time you're tubing? And where is it licking you? Callie, I need more details.
I suppose wherever you wanted to, because I hear it's really into consent. So
Oh, perfect. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So wherever you wish.
Oh, good. I can just give it orders and it'll be like, okay, I got you, girl.
Sure. Why
Okay.
not?
Done. Let's go. Let's plan a trip. Where are you guys going? The Licking River.
We heard the Licking River's down here.
We're gotta go get licked in the Licking River.
Okay.
Sorry.
So its original purpose was industrial, and it operated as a slaughterhouse.
Oh no.
The location wasn't chosen by accident. Being close to the river allowed waste to be easily carried away, which was a common practice at the time. This is early 1900s.
Carried away, as in like
Blood and stuff.
boat, or like
No, like just blood down the
dumping
river.
it. Oh, maybe I
It
don't
was
want
the
to go to
1900s.
Licking River.
Well, it's
don't
not that anymore.
I don't want to be licked by a river that had cow guts in it.
I mean, I don't kink shame. I don't kink shame anyone if that's what somebody's into. That's fine with me.
As soon as I said that statement, I'm like, if anyone just hears that part of the episode, they're going to be like, what the fuck is this podcast?
It might be
But
the
I'm
cold
sorry.
open.
It might be. We'll see.
Okay. Inside, the structure was built for function, not comfort. It had thick walls, concrete flooring, and a basement area that included a drainage system and a deep well. That well would later become one of the most talked about features on the entire property.
Sorry, you said deep well. And it made
At
me
the
think of a
Licking River.
vagina. Yeah. Deep
This
well,
is just a
vagina.
this is just a pussy forward episode, apparently.
We're all about the pussy here. I don't know.
Years later, the building transitioned into a nightclub and a casino as the Latin Quarter.
Now, did it identify as, it always identified as a casino, right? It just eventually transitioned into one.
I would imagine that it from birth it had always identified, and then finally felt like it was time to live its authentic life.
Exactly, because I mean, who would not rather be a bar and casino
rather than a slaughterhouse?
I mean, if you're born as a slaughterhouse, I feel like your only option to live a happy life is to transition into a bar casino.
Ah, but see, if it wants to transition, it was always the bar. It was always the bar casino.
Yeah.
They just used it as a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was told its whole life that it could only be a slaughterhouse.
Right.
So it forced itself to be a slaughterhouse, even though it wasn't truly happy or living its authentic self.
And then it met all the pussies down at the river, and all the pussies were like, no, dude, no, you got to be you.
You got to be a bar
casino, then that's who you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how it works.
Absolutely. And we stand with that.
We do. As I was saying, it was called the Latin Quarter. During the Prohibition era and beyond. During the Prohibition? I can't. What is all the hoes, all the pussies down at the Licking River?
Got some hoes in this house. Got some hoes in this.
During the Prohibition era and beyond, places like this thrived along state borders, where enforcement could be inconsistent. Gambling, music, and nightlife took over a space that had once been tied to something far more mechanical and far more visceral. But the land itself, well, if you think about it, you did kill a lot of living beings in that building.
Yeah.
And we hear stories of like ghost dogs, ghost cats. So why can't there be a bunch of pissed off cows?
I mean,
pigs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the land itself carries a story that predates even the building. In 1896, a woman named Pearl Bryan was murdered in one of the most disturbing crimes in Kentucky history. Her body was discovered in a rural area not far from where the building now stands, decapitated.
Oh, no.
Despite an investigation, her head was never found.
Oh.
Over time, local stories began to connect her death to this location. One of the most persistent claims is that her head was disposed of in the well in the building's basement, long before the current structure took on its modern identity.
I mean, if you were gonna dispose of a head, then why would you not use a nearby deep well?
I would think you would put the whole body, though.
Yeah, I mean, but
I want to know, was
how
it like
deep is this well?
Deep. I want to know if it was like a clean cut decapitation.
I mean, I feel like they rarely are, unless you're like,
or like, was the head missing because animals? You know, but this is
Yeah.
the story. This is what people say, that it was disposed of in that well.
And well, if it was disposed of in the well, I doubt an animal chewed it off, carried it into
Right.
the basement of this building,
I'm not
and
saying
said,
that an animal put
"My
it in there.
head."
I'm just saying, if you find a decapitated body in the woods, does it make sense that wildlife took the head somewhere rather than a human left the body and then just tossed the head in a well?
That's true, but I also just feel like there is such modern technology that the fact that if they really thought this well had a head in it, that they couldn't do something to find if there was like a skull in this well.
I don't know. It was 1896, so
I'm talking
who
about
knows?
now though. The skull would still be there.
Maybe not. Maybe the people that bought the bar found the skull and disposed of it, because we're going to get
Okay,
into that
that's
kind of evil.
illegal. They're disposing of a dead body.
Oh no, they're serving alcohol and gambling during prohibition. I'm sure they're really worried about illegal stuff.
They should be.
Okay. There is no verified evidence linking Pearl Bryan directly to the building or the well, but the timeline alone makes that connection kind of difficult to confirm. But stories like this have a way of attaching themselves to places, especially places that already feel heavy with history. And that's where this story really begins. Because whether or not those connections are real, they set the stage for something that comes next. By the time the building entered its next phase, it had already shifted from industry into something more social and far more predictable. What moved in wasn't just music and crowds, it was risk, secrecy, and the kind of activity that tends to leave stories behind. Venues like the Latin Quarter often became gathering places for people looking to stay just outside of the reach of stricter oversight. Late nights, cash transactions, and a steady flow of visitors created the environment where altercations were not uncommon. Records and local accounts from the period reference incidents of violence in and around the establishment, including shootings tied to disputes and criminal activity.
Yeah, that
So
tracks.
there's a lot of stuff going on here. One of the most repeated stories tied to the era centers on a dancer known as Johanna. According to the story, she worked at the club and became involved with a performer. When she became pregnant, the situation allegedly turned violent.
She should have flown to Baltimore and sat on Black Aggie.
I wonder, I don't think Black Aggie was there yet,
Shut
unfortunately.
up. God damn it, Kelly. You just ruin all the fun with your needing to correct everything.
It's the
Might
autism. What can I
might
say?
be the autism.
My therapist sent me a link about neurodivergence and eating.
Mm-hmm.
And, because I have ADHD, I am neurodivergent.
Yes.
And then when I opened the link, it was all about autism and food and
Mm-hmm.
preferences and textures and
Uh-huh.
stuff. And I was like, that was kind of random.
It's not though, because you're autistic.
Hey, do you mind if I get back to work?
Nobody cares, Kelly. Get back to work.
In the most widely told virgin. Oh my
We
God.
we just have pussy on the mind, guys. That's it.
Clearly, she wasn't a virgin. She was pregnant.
I mean, maybe it was the next Jesus. We don't know.
True. I mean, if it happened once,
Yeah.
the Bible does say that he sent his only begotten son. So maybe this was the begotten daughter.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah. Right. But you also could maybe Jesus is being reborn. Like, doesn't that happens? Rebirth. That's how easy a baby comes out of a vagina, right?
Yeah. Oh, it just flows like that. I don't think rebirth like that is biblical.
He doesn't get to start again as an infant.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well,
You haven't read the Bible, have you?
I've perused it. I started. I read a little bit. I think I stopped after the arc because I'm like, fuck this shit. I can't. I can't.
I've read it several times cover to cover, and that's why I'm an atheist. But anyway, in the most widely told version, Johanna's father, enraged by the relationship, murdered her near the property. Some versions claim her body was found on the grounds. Others say her spirit never left and that she lingers in the building, often associated with the stage area where she once performed.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. So there are also variations that introduce another figure in the bar, a jealous lover or a man tied to organized crime, adding layers to
Or
the story shift depending on who's telling it.
okay. I was about to say those are, I feel like, very different. Jealous lover or someone tied to organized crime.
I mean, I guess it could be both.
I mean, it could be. Yeah.
I mean, somebody in organized crime could also be a jealous lover.
I mean, that's fair.
Unlike the documented events tied to the building's operational history, Johanna's story is difficult to verify. There are no widely accepted records confirming her identity or the exact circumstances described in the legend. This seems to happen a lot in these older places like 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah. I
And
feel just like record keeping just wasn't as good back then.
it was
And
a lot more oral tradition, like passing down.
yeah, I'm real jealous of future paranormal podcasters when they start talking about more our modern day hauntings
Mm.
from like 100 years from now. They're going to be like, oh yeah, no, we have every document. Like, we've looked at their social media. Like, we know that Janet was with Chad on this day. Like, it's going to be so much easier to talk about, and you're going to have so much more
Yep.
information about these people to fill
And
the
then we found
airways.
out that, her lover was actually her brother because we have her half brother. We have her 23andMe
Right.
records. And yeah.
And that explains why her kid was born with a second. I don't know what I was going to say. God damn it. I was going to say, I think I wanted to say third, but then I said second, and I was going to say but then I was like, no, you do have two eyes. So that doesn't make sense.
A second vagina.
Maybe.
You don't know.
Yeah. A sixth toe. I don't know. Like, that probably seems more logical, but
I went to high school with somebody that had 6 toes on each foot.
I feel like that would throw off your balance.
I don't know.
On
I guess
each?
she learned.
But I guess if
On
you have
each.
one each. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
But I mean, she had it her whole life, so she learned to walk that way. So
That's
balance
true.
is just
That's
how
true.
she learned. Unlike if we lost a toe now, it could really fuck with
Yeah.
our balance because
I don't know. You seem to do a pretty good job walking with only 3 toes.
Well, I still have them. I just break them a lot. What is this episode? Okay.
I don't know. It's been a minute since we've recorded, you all. So
yeah, maximum silliness today.
Yeah, we apologize. No, we don't.
Yeah.
You love
No,
us.
we
You're here
don't.
for it.
So what's more likely is that this is multiple real incidents of violence, relationships, and disappearances became condensed into a single narrative over time.
Yeah, that tracks. That's
Right.
likely.
Stories passed through generations tend to simplify, combine, and evolve, especially in places that are associated with danger and nightlife. You can see how
Yeah.
maybe multiple incidents happen, but it's like, oh, they only remember one person's name, and that name was Johanna. And now all these things get associated with this one person,
Not a
Johanna.
Song. Johanna. I could be completely
I think it's Joanna.
wrong.
It's
Joanna. Okay.
Yeah. But even without confirmed details, the stories do persist. And it adds something important to the atmosphere of the building. Not just the idea that something happened here, but the sense that whatever didn't fully leave. So there's a part of the building that most visitors never spend much time in.
No, that's where I would go.
Right. But it's the area that comes up again and again when people talk about their experiences.
The
Not the
well?
stage, not the bar, the basement.
Yep.
And we all know what would happen to me if I went into that basement.
We do. She would be scratched, which stay tuned because I don't know scheduling timing, but I'm pretty sure based on the fact that I try to record episodes in order. Hinsdale has not come out yet, but as you all know, if you follow our social media, Kelly got scratched in the basement of the Hinsdale house, which happens to her in every basement.
Third haunted basement it's happened to me in.
It is.
And I will mention that when it happens, Jen is physically recording me.
Yes. And we had from two angles, by the way, because we have my recorder that I'm holding, my video camera that I'm holding, and we have the actual house footage that has like a security camera up. So we will get to see it from both angles, which we will show you in, I want to say next week's episode, but I can't promise because time is a big ball of wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. So you all know.
The lower level of Bobby Mackey's music world is a confined, utilitarian space. Low ceilings, exposed surfaces, and minimal natural light. Like many older structures, it contains aging materials, uneven flooring, and areas that were never designed for comfort or long-term occupancy. I don't know who would want to live down there, but
No.
So spaces like this are known to amplify sound in unusual ways, which sound travel's funny, so you do have to be aware of that.
It does.
Yeah. Footsteps from above can echo unpredictably. Air movement through narrow openings can create sudden temperature shifts. And even small noises can feel magnified in a place where visibility is limited. Now, footsteps can echo.
Yes.
But that's assuming somebody's upstairs.
Right. Somebody has to be there for them.
Right. To make this right. Or else you're hearing something's footsteps. Or cow hooves, whatever, or a pig running through that was killed there.
Could be cow hoofs.
Could be.
I want to see a ghost cow.
So this is the area where some of the most intense experiences have been reported. People have described hearing voices when no one is present, sometimes distant, and sometimes close enough to feel directed at the person that is hearing whatever they're hearing.
Okay.
Others say they felt watched, not just uneasy, but specifically observed, as if something was aware of them being there. And a few accounts describe shadows moving independently of any visible source, or figures briefly appearing at the edge of vision or disappearing completely.
So when it comes to the being watched, I almost wonder if that tends to be something because people were told that it's haunted, right? They feel like they're being watched because they know they're in a haunted location.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because I feel that sometimes, like even when we were at the Hinsdale house, when you're sitting on a couch and you're looking through a kitchen and then there's a dark room back there, it feels like something is staring at you from the void.
The only time I felt like at the Hinsdale house that we were being watched was when we were out by the tree.
And we'll get into that in our Hinsdale episode because we can't talk about everything.
We can't. But Kelly, wine break.
And we are back from our wine and lipstick break and texting my husband break.
Not anything juicy, though, I asked. Don't you worry. It was boring. Life, marriage stuff.
Household management. But nobody cares, and I should probably get back to work.
You should probably get back to work, Kelly.
Some visitors and staff have also reported sudden physical sensations. Cold spots that don't seem to match the environment. or the feeling of something brushing up against them when no one is nearby.
Something can brush up against me when no one's nearby.
I think Jen is thirsty tonight. Maybe you should text Mike something dirty.
Mike, something dirty.
What'd he say?
I don't know. I can't hear him. What'd you say?
Anal. Anal? Did he say anal? This is why Mike's a perfect fit. That's pure comedy.
So he can only hear me. He cannot hear Kelly.
Oh, that's great. What a perfect response. Well done, Mike. Goodness gracious. I like that guy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, basements can create a perfect storm for perception. You've got limited lighting, confined spaces, heightened awareness, and your brain can start to fill in the gaps, especially
Kelly
in places
getting
where
scratched.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in a place where people already expect something to happen.
Basements
I
are
was
just
thinking-
always terrifying. I don't care where you are or whether or not you've had
I
any
agree, in
paranormal
general.
experience in that house. Basements are terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
only
why
get
I moved to the state of Florida where there are no basements. That's the whole reason. Now you all know. It's not, but
I only get scratched in haunted basements, so
that's true. Yeah.
I've not been scratched in any other basements but haunted basements. What makes it different is these reports are all strikingly similar, even from people who didn't know the stories beforehand.
That's where I believe it more, when people didn't know the stories and then experience the same thing.
You bring like a maintenance man in to look at something in the basement,
Right.
and then he has an experience there and he's not so aware of all of, because listen, before I got into the paranormal, I never heard of Bobby Mackey's.
No.
I wouldn't have known. If I walked into that bar, I wouldn't have known that it was supposed to be haunted.
Yeah, Bobby Mackey's is not like a crazy well-known place. Like, I don't know. I'd be interested, listeners, let us know in the comments. Had you heard of Bobby Mackey's prior to this episode? Or are you learning about it for the first time? Because I feel like it's
they
more
are
of a
into the
niche
paranormal
location. They are, but I still feel like it's pretty niche. Like, I didn't know about it until I saw them investigate it on Portals to Hell. That was the first time I'd heard of it.
So there's a group of investigators with like the most colossal douchebag known to man that we've spoken about before.
Yeah.
I think his first episode was done there.
Oh. I mean, I won't hold it against Bobby Mackey's for letting him.
I think I get into that in a minute.
Investigate. Okay.
When we get into paranormal claims, but
yeah.
All right, we're just going to get into these paranormal claims, guys, because I keep losing my.
She has a thought. She has a thought. It's right here, and then it goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up until this point, the stories surrounding the location feel external, things people hear, see, or sense in passing. But every once in a while, a case comes along that shifts the focus from the building itself to what it might be capable of doing to a person. In the early 1990s, a man named Carl Lawson was employed on site as part of the building's maintenance staff. Over time, he began documenting a series of increasingly intense experiences that he claimed were directly connected to his time working there. His account was later recorded in interviews and became widely known as being featured in the book Hell's Gate by Douglas Hensley, which focused on the location and its reported activity. Lawson describes a progression, starting with the subtle disturbances and escalating into something far more aggressive. He reported being physically scratched, experiencing violent mood swings, and having episodes where he felt as though he was losing control of his own actions.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. According to his accounts, these episodes weren't random. He believed they were tied to a specific presence, one that identified itself as Johanna. Now, we know
Wait,
that
hold
there's
on.
Johanna.
Oh, okay. I was about to say,
We know
I was about to correct you because I thought you said it wrong. Because I was like, wasn't it Johanna? But okay, I'm sorry. Go
but
on.
we know a story of Johanna, but this spirit identified itself as Johann.
Okay, okay.
So during the most extreme moments, Lawson claimed that his voice would change, his behavior would shift dramatically, and he would speak or react in ways he later couldn't fully remember, which is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, that only happens when I'm drunk.
Right.
When I accidentally text my best friend who's many thousands of miles away from me, send help while my head is in a public toilet of a Mexican restaurant.
And then proceed to not answer any of her texts as she is trying to find out if you are dying and need police help.
Head in a public toilet, Kelly.
I would
Sorry,
like
I
to
wasn't
add
looking
that
at my
Kristen's
phone.
head was not in a toilet, and I
It
was
was
texting and
not.
calling her as well.
But
Um,
Kristen was trying to hold my hair while my head
mm.
was in the toilet.
There's a meme going around right now that says, nobody's coming to save you. And it's like, oh, bullshit, my bestie's coming to save me. And
Oh,
that,
yeah, she
if
is.
that did not play out in that scenario where I
Yeah.
was dialing the fucking police.
Yeah, she was. That would have been, I just, that would have been so embarrassing. Because also, like, I was so drunk. Like, I would not have been able to coherently talk to said police.
All I knew is that if it was my daughter and she sent her best friend send help, and that friend did nothing, thinking,
Yeah.
"Oh, they're fine." And then my daughter was found in a ditch somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
decapitated with her head in a well. Um,
Oh, of a slaughterhouse? God.
yeah, I would be fucking furious at that friend that got that
Yeah.
text
I mean,
that
you
decided to do
listen to
nothing.
enough true crime. That's things like that happen. That's
Right.
why they say, see something, say something. I mean, if you're walking on a trail and find a bag of crushed berries
Could
that
be
looks
a
like
murder weapon in
blood,
blood
you call the police
and your best friend and make her get out of
and your
bed.
best friend. Yeah, I did get out of bed and go on a hike ish
Mhm.
walk. I don't know. It was miserable. It was terrible.
It was like half a mile, guys. It was fine.
It was the worst. She made me leave my comfort of my own home. God.
But she was there.
I was there because my friend told me she thought she found a murder weapon. And
We always hear about that.
how do you not jump out of bed when you're told that?
Right.
Anyway, hey Kelly, nobody cares. Get back to work. That might, I'm sorry, Joel, I apologize. That might replace the steer the ship.
Oh, it might.
Maybe we're not steering ships anymore.
Maybe nobody cares and we need to get back to work.
Probably.
Okay. So Lawson's situation reportedly reached a breaking point, leading to what has been described as an exorcism, an attempt to separate him from whatever he believed had attached itself to him.
Were the Warrens there?
Not that I could find.
Okay. Okay. What year was this?
It was in the early 1990s.
Oh, so they were. I don't really know if they have any cases past that. So maybe they were done by that time.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I didn't see any them listed at any,
Oh,
as
okay.
like, because like
I
if
just,
even if the Warrens were there, that would come
oh
up
yeah,
like, oh, and Ed and Lorraine
right.
Warren.
I mean, it would, and then we would immediately be like, oh, well, fuck this place. It's actually not haunted because if the Warrens showed up, it definitely wasn't haunted.
Demonologists.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to say this. I have a new webcam, and hopefully you can see me clearer, which means you can see all my wrinkles and everything. But whatever.
You can see
It's
every laugh line on her face from the years of being an amazing person and having a fantastic life. That's what those are on her face. I
yeah.
don't have any because I have a terrible life and I'm not funny, apparently. and don't laugh. But Kelly has had.
No. I
What's
didn't
that?
have them when I was your age either. So don't worry.
Okay.
You'll get there. And then I have
wasn't
my
worried.
wrinkle neck that y'all get to see. I might be working on a nice nussy like Trump has.
So when you said something about the wrinkled neck, I immediately thought in my brain, I would rather look at your wrinkled neck for the rest of my life than to see Trump's face for another 2 seconds. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still
There's a
prettier
point.
than Trump's face.
Thank you. I had a point in talking about the camera. Sometimes when I
Sorry.
move, it's like delayed. So it freaks me out because it makes me think if you're like looking in a mirror and like your reflection like turns its head and you haven't yet, so
yeah. That happens sometimes with just our recording software. I think it's done that to me in the past where I'm like talking and then all of a sudden I move and I see myself move after I'm done, and that does freak me out a little bit.
Kind of freaked me out there for a second.
It is better than Joel's webcam, which moves with him when he does that.
I was like getting fucking nauseous watching that last time. He was having the time of his life.
He was having the time of his life.
His kids came in. He was like, "Look at this! Look at this!
Look at this! Look at us do this!"
Yeah. We got to see their doggy.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sorry, Kelly. Nobody cares. Get back to work.
Cases like this are some of the most debated in the paranormal world. Experiences involving possession can be interpreted in multiple ways. Psychological stress, environmental influence, suggestion, or deeply personal belief systems can all play a role in it.
Or the Warrens being frauds.
Right. Mm-hmm. At the same time, what keeps this story from fading in its intensity is the fact that Lawson maintained this account over time, even under scrutiny. Because this isn't just a story about something seen or heard. It's a story about something that, from at least one person's perspective, didn't stay outside of them. So he was affected in like multiple ways in his life. And it didn't only happen when he was there. It was like, it was something that like followed him when he went home and affected his other relationships.
That's weird.
So, yeah. All right. So we are going to get into some paranormal shows that have investigated here. The show that shall not be named, with the biggest paranormal douchebag out there, visited Bobby Mackey's on their very first episode. Everything was dramatic. Scratches, demons, and advice from a priest to stop their investigation. And where their oh-so-fearless leader screamed at the team to stop running.
Oh, my God.
Also, he forced an investigator into a space they weren't comfortable in.
Fuck that.
And forced him to stay there. Listen.
Nope.
Encouragement is completely fine.
Pushing, gently pushing.
Done that to me, that's fine.
Yes.
But forcing someone?
No. When someone says no, like we're all about consent here at Not My Ghost, Not My Problem. All forms of consent, including not pushing someone to do something that will scare them, with the exception of Joel, who we will always force to be scared, but we will reward him. That sounded gross. I was thinking about the last Paranormal Postcards episode.
You guys will understand that when you hear the episode. You'll get it when you hear it.
No, that episode is out before this one, so they should have already heard that episode.
So you'll hear it. You'll hear it.
If you listen to the last Paranormal Postcards episode, that makes sense. If you didn't, that sounded dirty, and I didn't.
And maybe it was meant to. She did. And he's not a bad-looking guy.
I mean, I think he's pretty attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tell him that all the time.
We do.
Joel, if you're listening, hi, we think you're attractive. We talk about you when you're not on the episode just as much. So,
yeah. Okay. I'm going to get off my soapbox about that team now.
Not the team. The team is fine. It's just the one.
That's true. It's just the guy. So the
Which
guy
apparently
that
we got a negative comment for making fun of said person.
whatever.
Though we did not mention his name. We bleeped out his name when we made fun of him. So the fact that you knew the person, this is the person who commented, the fact that you knew who we were talking about, there's a reason you know.
Right.
It makes sense.
Also, the person that he forced to stay in a room he was not comfortable with was an investigator that had left the show that I was very excited to meet when we went to Paracon with his wife, who was also on another show that I watched that had Katrina in it.
Yes.
So, all right. Now we're going to get to ghost hunters.
Yay, ghost hunters.
When the TAPS team investigated Bobby Mackey's Music World, their approach was way different from the dramatic shows. They focused on controlled testing, debunking first, and only labeling something unexplained if they couldn't recreate it.
As you should.
Right.
But also, hi, Steve. It's us again. We're embarrassed. We're a lot of embarrassed. I was giddy when I thought you followed us on TikTok. And then you commented on our last Instagram that you don't have a TikTok. And then I realized that I was trolled by someone pretending to be you. And my heart broke because I thought you followed our podcast. And I really feel like the only way that we can heal as a podcast is for you to follow us on Instagram.
Just a pity follow.
Just a pit. We're fine. Just pity follow. Just hit. It's not a big deal. Like, I really think that would heal our broken hearts. And
also fuck people that fake being people.
Yes, fuck that.
Like
fuck that
guy.
Like, I'm gonna go back and I haven't done this, but I'm telling myself now I'm gonna go back and report that douchebag because he's clearly not you, and that's not fair. So fuck him and fuck him for breaking my heart. But I know, Steve, that you're an amazing person and that you'll heal my heart by following us on Instagram.
Right. And we would hate for that guy to give somebody advice about the paranormal when he's just some dude and he's not Steve.
Right.
Of course, we're just some chicks and we give people advice on the paranormal.
We do. But we also don't pretend to be one of the most famous paranormal investigators of all time.
Clearly. I mean, we do have the most famous paranormal podcast in the world.
That's manifesting.
Yeah. Okay. When TAPS comes in, their goal wasn't to prove a haunting. It was to test the claims under controlled conditions. So they did hear footsteps and movement-like sounds during quiet periods, and some noises seemed to come from empty areas. Their conclusion, though, was that older buildings can carry sound in unusual ways, and vibrations and nearby movement and structural acoustics can create the illusion of footsteps. So they did not confidently label these things as paranormal.
Fair.
They noted
why we love TAPS.
Right. They noted occasional cold spots or shifts, but their conclusions was that airflow, insulation gaps, and structural aging can cause localized temperature changes, and they did not find consistent or reputable patterns tied to a specific phenomena. One thing I thought was interesting when I read Steve's book, which, hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve. Hi.
I have your book. It's right now. Right back there. I have it.
She does.
You autographed it at Penhurst.
Yeah. And then you told me that I smelled good. Again,
you did
for the second time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One thing he was saying when you are dealing with like cold spots, that when sometimes people will walk into a room and they're like, "Oh, it's cold in here," like the temperature dropped. And he was talking when you first walk into a room, you really need to be still for several minutes.
Yeah.
For the air. For no airflow of people just walking in and get a sense of what like the temperature of that room is.
Well, also like some rooms are colder or warmer than others. Like I live in
this room.
Right. The podcast room is freezing. But my apartment, my bedroom is always like 2 to 3 degrees warmer than the rest of the apartment because
Mhm.
the airflow in there is just not as good. So if I were to
Right.
walk out from my bedroom into the main room, I might be like, "Oh, it's a cold spot." But it's not. It's just that room is colder.
Right. Okay. So they did find some fluctuations in EMF during the investigation. They couldn't find a clear correlation between EMF spikes and activity. Now, they did conduct multiple EVP sessions, and a few anomalies were captured. Some recordings were considered potentially interesting, but not strong enough to really confirm as voices. And they emphasized how easily audio can be misinterpreted, as auditory pareidolia can make you hear things in static.
Yes.
But this was probably the closest that they got to something being unexplained, but they still remained cautious in saying
Which,
that.
as they should, because not everything's a demon, bro.
Yeah. Or irrefutable proof of the paranormal. Sorry. That was the first episode of that show I ever saw. They were outside and the temperature dropped like 1 degree. And that douchebag screamed that that was irrefutable proof of the paranormal. And I was like, what the fuck is this show?
So I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of this show because I cannot. I
I did not
I
finish that
can't.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Paranormal lockdown. When Nick Groff and Katrina Wildman investigated Bobby Mackey's music world, their approach was different from ghost hunters. Instead of a short investigation, they locked themselves inside for an extended period, focusing on isolation, long exposure, and repeated sessions in the same areas. Both investigators reported sudden mood shifts, especially feelings of anxiety, anger, and unease. These reactions seemed to intensify the longer they stayed inside. Now, I believe that they are both sensitive.
Yeah.
I know Katrina is. I know that Nick's wife is, but I don't know if Nick has ever claimed himself to be sensitive. But when we say sensitive in the paranormal world, think of it more like psychic or like in tune with the feelings of the place. You can pick
So
up
for
on things.
me, the word sensitive is very much on a spectrum, kind of like autism, where the range of sensitivity can vary from like I fucking have full-blown conversations with dead people to occasionally I sense things that other people don't.
Right.
And anywhere in between.
So that's what I mean when I say that I think that they are both
Yes.
sensitive. They both believe that the location did have an influence on their emotional states. It wasn't just like the environment. They believe it was the like
Physical
location
location.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. During a spirit box and EVP sessions, they asked direct questions and they reported receiving intelligent responses, answers that seemed relevant to what was being asked. So obviously what you're talking about there is voices reacting in real time or words or phrases tied to known stories associated
Yeah.
with the location. And they did feel that some of these responses suggested interactive communication and not just random noise. They also reported seeing shadow movement in darker areas, and at times shapes appeared on camera that didn't match any visible person or object. They considered these possible manifestations, though not clearly defined apparitions.
Yeah.
And they had some equipment anomalies as well. So their devices reportedly malfunctioned or behaved unpredictably. Batteries drained faster than expected. They associated this with energy manipulation, a common claim in paranormal investigations, where in order for a spirit to manifest in any way, it needs energy to do that. And there's a theory that draws energy from like the batteries or from the devices
Yeah.
that you're using in order to do that, to manifest in whatever way.
Yeah.
So during their time there, they went to certain locations in the building, and they felt like the activity, both emotional and like technical with the equipment and everything, seemed a lot stronger in those spots that they kept being drawn to.
Right.
Which is interesting that a place would really pull you into a direction, or,
Yeah,
a
that
ghost
is.
box telling you to go into the basement, but whatever.
Yeah, that happened.
Mhm. So, not every story connected to this place is dramatic or extreme. In fact, most of them aren't. They're quiet, smaller, but sometimes those are the ones that stay with people the longest.
Hmm.
So, Bobby Mackey's Music World remained an active venue for years, with regular staff, performers, and guests moving throughout the space almost every night. Unlike abandoned locations, this is a place where normal life continued. Music plays, people gathered, and routines are followed. However, in December of 2024, Bobby Mackey's was demolished.
So
And
sad.
yeah, it was demolished, but they are rebuilding it. A modern honky-tonk bar for dancing and live music. They are preserving
What okay,
oh,
I please tell me
they are
that they're
preserving the well and some of the
just
other
okay.
structures like that are like,
Good.
you know,
Good. Because if they were gonna fill in the well, that was no,
right.
that's bad.
Now, if you would like to visit Bobby Mackey's right now,
You
they are
can.
still technically in business, but
Well,
they've relocated to a former bar that was the Mugby's Biker Bar, located on Highway 42 in Florence, Kentucky. So you can go there if you would like to, or you can wait for the new building to be.
I mean, if you're gonna visit, I feel like you have to visit the site that's haunted.
I agree. Unless you're just there for the honky tonk and the music.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do love a good honky tonk. As I said earlier, grew up on country music. It's close to my heart. But I feel like if I was going to go to Bobby Mackey's, it has to be the Bobby Mackey's, even
Right.
if it's not the official. At least it's the land and the well. As long as the well is preserved. Can I see your well, Bobby?
Right. I don't know that Bobby's still alive, but owner of Bobby Mackey's. Maybe he is. No,
I,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm treating Bobby as just the name of the establishment. So
Oh, okay.
I'm asking the establishment. I know you probably just took that very literally, because you're autistic, but I meant the establishment itself.
And that brings us to the end of this episode about Bobby Mackey's Music World, a place where the past waits for you. Because the unsettling part isn't just the stories, it's how easily they pull you in, how normal everything feels, right up until it doesn't. If a place holds on to enough darkness, enough memory, and enough fear, does it eventually start to strike back?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that people can create hauntings based on belief.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
I agree.
I can't say fuck you because it's your episode. So
Yeah.
I didn't put all kinds of blood, sweat, and tears into this episode for you to say I agree. You could, sure, it's your episode. Fine. If you loved hanging out with us today, then rate and review and subscribe and like and comment and do all of those things because it really helps us a lot.
A lot.
A lot. It just a like, a repost, a share, a comment. If you like us at all, like even just a little bit, do one of those things for us this week
I'll
because
tell you what, if you hate us and you hate watch us, go ahead and share it.
yeah,
Tell
bring your
everybody, oh,
friends to
right.
hate watch us as well.
Please.
Yeah, we're okay with you hate watching us. Honestly, we're even okay with hate comments because it's a comment, it's an interaction, it boosts the algorithm. We would prefer nice things because we are sensitive babies that might get our feelings hurt, but fortunately we have each other to like build us up. So yeah, do whatever. We're fine. We'll
I
handle it.
feel like if somebody's going to hurt my feelings, I would have to care about their opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And I don't care about haters' opinions.
No, not at all.
All right. And please follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Not My
Like,
Ghost
share.
Podcast. What?
I was saying like and share also on Instagram and TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Please,
Yeah.
because she messed
Yeah.
me up and now I don't know what I'm saying. So go ahead, Jen. The
That's-
next line is yours.
Next, it's me. And I am going to tell you about our amazing ghosty community at patreon.com/notmyghost, because it's pretty fucking amazing. And if you're
It
not
is.
one of the 9 people that are a part of it, then like, I'm sorry. Like, you're missing out on awesomeness. So yeah, go join. Please.
Get over there already.
Do it. We want to hang out with you too.
Did you tell them the website?
I did. I said that.
Did you say it? Okay.
I did. I did say it.
My brain has left the building.
Kelly, I don't know if your brain was ever in the building.
That's fair. That's fair. If you have a creepy encounter, please email us at notmyghostpodcast@gmail.com. And you might hear it on a future episode. And please send those stories in. We know you have them.
We actually haven't gotten a story in a minute. So you're going to have to send us some. Otherwise, we're going to have to tell Joel that he can't be a guest because we don't have any stories to read. And nobody wants to break Joel's heart like that.
Not Joel. You can hate us, but how could you hate Joel?
Joel? I mean, it's Joel. Like, what would Joel do, Kelly?
Right. Joel would be benevolent.
He would.
And Joel would be kind and loving. And Joel would share. Joel would take 2 paranormal postcard stories and he would multiply them into many. Joel would take a glass of water story and turn it into a glass of wine story.
Because he knows how much we like wine. He's just that great of a person.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's your... But didn't I just... Oh, you did. Okay, sorry. I feel like I said so much about Joel.
Whose brain is it in the building now?
I never claimed for it to be, Kelly. And if you actually want to see us reacting to all this spooky nonsense, then please go check us out on YouTube, maybe Spotify, depending on when you're listening to this episode, because sometimes Spotify episodes get posted a day or 2 late, or the video, because I forgot and have to do it manually. Sorry, ADHD. But yeah, go check us out. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Drop us a comment, please, and let us know. We want to know that we have friends. Do you want to be our friend? If you want to be our friend, comment that you want to be our friend. We'll be your friend. Hi.
Thanks for joining us on this chilling descent through Bobby Mackey's music world. As you pass through the dimly lit doorways and quiet corners, keep this in mind.
If it's not your ghost,
it's not your problem.
Until next time, stay spooky.
And stay skeptical.